This book is one of the clearest ways I've seen mental anguish, grief, and loss depicted. It shows the struggles of already struggling people in such a way that one cannot describe it. It shows the breaking of families and the menial ways of escape that one can pursue within this world. Through its pages, you feel the weight of fear, the burden of hopelessness, and the desperate attempts to find solace in a fractured world. The characters embody the harsh reality that when everything around you is falling apart, sometimes the only way forward is to confront the pain head-on, or tragically, surrender to it. I feel this book approaches the Christian faith in a way that shows that this world is intrinsically full of evil, hate, lust, and fear. I feel this book's message, as I understand it at least, can be summed up into one ancient Christian saying: Now, what does death to the world mean? To quote the man who coined it, said Isaac the Syrian said, "The world is a general name for all passions. When we wish to call the passions by a common name, we call them the world. But when we wish to distinguish them by their special names, we call them passions. The passions are the following: love of riches, desire for possessions, bodily pleasure, love of honor which gives rise to envy, lust for power, arrogance and pride of position, the craving to adorn oneself with luxurious clothes and vain ornaments, the itch for human glory which is a source of rancor and resentment, and physical fear. Where these passions cease to be active, there the world is dead." In the book, we see so many instances of the world taking over. They can almost be all summed up into one word: Johannesburg. The city of Johannesburg represents everything wrong with society. While it is a real city with real people in it, and it is doing somewhat better nowadays, it is still clear that the city itself struggles with the same thing this book covers. But now, the city is too far away. The city of Johannesburg is a place of sin and danger, and we are a long way from the land of our fathers. The city is the center stage for the horrors that take place during the book. The sin and turning from Christ that take place during this book, mostly within the city, are what causes the mental anguish of the characters that we read about. The book lays it out clearly in quotes such as, "The tribe was broken and would be bended no more." And also, "Cry for the broken tribe, for the law and the custom that is gone. Cry, the beloved country, these things are not yet at an end." There is no quietness in this land anymore. I look at the houses, the streets, the paths, the women, and the children, and they are all afraid. Fear, grief, and loss are what grip the city and its inhabitants. And when it comes into the spotlight of our reading via the crime that Absalom commits and the way that his family falls apart after the fact, it is talked about in great detail. He is a man who lost his son, and in losing him, he has lost everything he held dear. The city has taken everything from us: our family, our future, our faith in what is right. In the end, all that is left is broken pieces of a life that once had hope and promise. He is a man who has lost his son, and in losing him, he has lost everything he held dear. The book shows us that within these trying times, these are the emotions and feelings humans default to. However, it also shows us the only true light that can save us from this pit of despair is Christ. The book lays out clearly how he is the only true way out of despair. I have never thought that a Christian would be free from suffering, for our Lord suffered, and I must believe, though I have not seen it, that there is a purpose in suffering. God forgives us. Who am I not to forgive? For it is dawn that has come, as it has come for 1,000 centuries, never failing. But when that dawn will come for our emancipation from the fear of bondage and the bondage of fear, why that is a secret. All of these show hope within the dark city and the world that the characters reside in, from hope coming from redemption to forgiving others, and even in times of despair. The novel reveals that, despite the pervasive grief, fear, and loss, there remains a glimmer of light shown through the acts of compassion, faith, and understanding. The characters' journey through suffering are not just about enduring, but also about finding and fostering hope amid their trials. Stephen Kumalo's search for forgiveness, James Jarvis's commitment to justice and reconciliation exemplify how individuals can transcend their own suffering to make a difference in the broken world.